Hi, I'm Sarah. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about my journey to sustainable health and meaningful success. If you're coming back and you've already subscribed, welcome back. Y'all are my people and I love you so much. And if you're new, I hope you'll consider subscribing by the end of this video. If you've just recently subscribed, welcome to the squad. So glad to have you. I feel like a lot of people have recently subscribed, so thank you very much for that. I'm sorry that I don't know what I'm doing here. And I'm sorry that I haven't posted in the last week. I went to Tennessee. I live in Wisconsin, so I just drove by myself for like 10 hours or however many hours. Went to Chattanooga, spent the week there, just came back trying to figure out what just happened and wrap my brain around it. And I guess that's what this video is all about. I did not vlog it because I don't find that I am good at vlogging. I feel like I miss out on the experience myself, and I'm also not really great at making it entertaining or, you know, other people would want to watch what I do on a day-to-day basis as entertaining. So, yeah, but this week I went to Chattanooga by myself. And then this coming week, I'm just going to be here at home by myself. I took both weeks of my paid time off in a row because about a month ago, I kind of had a tiny bit of a mental breakdown, wanted to quit my job, did not know what was going on in life, still don't really know what's going on in life, but holding on to that job. I realize that I am extremely lucky to even have a job with benefits and all of that. So in my own fortunate circumstances, I took both weeks off to be able to kind of ease my anxiety because I've been getting really anxious lately. So I went to Chattanooga for a week by myself. I know I've said that like 3 times so already. Because some close family members of mine just bought a house down there, and I am thinking about where I want to end up after I graduate college next May. Sorry, my allergies are really bad. Because I don't want to come back to Wisconsin. I'm 25, going back to school for my last year, and I will be living in the freshman/sophomore dorms. So I have kind of a weird year ahead of me in terms of like adapting to being around people that I have not been around ever. Like, I don't know. It's been a really long time since I've been around college students. And I've never been in that kind of like age gap or situation. So that's what we're anticipating. We've got one more summer of work, and then gonna go for 2 semesters to school, and then maybe I would want to move down to Chattanooga-ish area after graduating, because I don't want to come back here to the Wisconsin winters and whatnot. So what I did in Chattanooga was not much. I did not do anything touristy. I just got my hair done a couple times. I got my hair cut at one place, and then I got it permed at another place. So sorry if it looks a little funky. I don't know how to style curly hair. It's been a while since I've had my hair permed. And I got my nails done. I got a tattoo. My first tattoo ever. It's upside down from this angle, but I got a lotus flower because they are a symbol of purity and beauty, and yet they grow in the mud. And I find that irony so beautiful. So yeah, I just did a lot of like local stuff and talked to the local people who were working wherever I was going to, you know, eat or get my hair done or whatever. And interviewed a lot of different people of different demographics, ages, you know, ethnicities, all of that. And it was really, when I say interviewed, it was, I just had like normal person conversations. I feel like going out and contacting and having that many conversations are like, it's like an Amway trigger for me. So I just went down there to experience local life for a week, and it was really good. I found myself still anxious because it was not my job at all that causes that anxiety. So that was nice to know that I took 2 weeks off to get away from my anxious thoughts and still found that I still had extreme anxiety. And it wasn't about, whether or not my car would break down. Like, I'm blessed with a great car and definitely did all of the maintenance, and my dad checked it over and everything before I left. Thank God, though, because those hills in Tennessee, I was a little bit concerned. But I wasn't as anxious about like traveling by myself as I was about the fact that like I still don't really know what I'm doing with my life. And I think this is where this video kind of goes off track, and we're just in for a wild ride for the next few minutes as I talk about my thoughts on this. I get down to Chattanooga and realize that I am perfectly fine being by myself and being in my own company, which a couple years ago I was not okay with. I definitely got anxious being by myself or having my own thoughts to contend with. But I think the uncertainty of life really kind of overcame me for a little bit. And I realized that I was just very anxious about why I'm here on earth, period. And that's been an anxiety for me since 2015. I turned 21 September 2016, and that was the same month that I dropped out of college. And honestly, for the couple of years leading up to that, I deep down in my heart did not think I was going to live past 21. I just kind of had that eerie, it wasn't always like self-harming, but it was always just this like deep down gut feeling that I would not make it past my 21st year. And so ever since then, I've been like kind of not knowing why I'm still here. I think that that's a little bit depressing to think about, but when I was sucked into the Amway multi-level marketing cult that I've talked about a lot on my channel, I was excited at the prospect of potentially finding out that I had a very specific purpose and community that I would fit into and be able to live life with drive and purpose and passion. When that did not work out, I then kind of spiraled and eventually, got pregnant, had a miscarriage, and realized that life is truly a miracle, and there are so many people who don't even make it out the gate. And that yet here I am still on this earth, not knowing why, and not sure if I'm doing it right, or not sure if I'm making the most of this wonderful opportunity called life that I have. And so for the last 2 years, I've been on YouTube talking about, a realistic approach to recovery and growth, not the before and afters. Clearly I'm on a weight loss journey, trying to lose like 180 pounds. I'm definitely recovering from the damage financially that I did to myself in multi-level marketing, and trying to recover with my mental health and my spiritual health and my social health, because I lost all of my friends in Amway. So I have been trying to just get myself to the starting line, basically. And it has felt like I've had to run a marathon to get to the starting line from all of the things that I kind of self-destructed in. And now I feel like I'm at the starting line. And maybe depending on what your perspective is, I may have actually like made some progress beyond the starting point. But for me, with growing up with the expectation that you're going to graduate high school, you're going to go to college, get a degree in a field that you want to work in for the rest of your life, and then meet the love of your life, have a bunch of babies, and, have everything kind of figured out for you because life just falls into place. And then for having none of those things actually fall into place, then you're just kind of, I feel like I've been left scrambling. And that's not the fault of anybody who raised me or educated me or, was trying to give me hope for my future. It's just the fact that from the outside looking in, you only see, what other people show you, and you only see the before and afters. You only see people enjoying their jobs or not enjoying their jobs. You don't really get the inner workings of other people's lives. And I think that's why I started my channel, was because I didn't want to just show the before and after. I didn't want to just recover in silence or grow in silence. I wanted to share what actually is happening in my mind and in my life as I am trying to get my shit together, and as I'm trying to live my life with meaningful success and achieve sustainable health and get to a point where I'm not in self-destruct mode, but actually helping other people and expanding my life beyond myself. And so as I traveled on my own and took care of everything from lodging to, food, and just kind of overcoming a lot of social anxiety, even talking to people who I didn't know. I've had a lot of practice in talking to strangers, but that was more in the cult where I was trying to recruit people and take advantage of them. So now having genuine conversations with people that I didn't know was kind of a lot to push myself through. But then getting to this new and exciting place and still finding that I'm still anxious about not knowing what I'm here for. I think that we at least uncovered some of the source of my problem, is that it's not the fact that I'm dissatisfied with my job or that I'm, feeling behind in life because I'm 25 living with my parents to save money for school so that I can go and live with people who are much younger than me, who are also trying to figure out their lives. And here I am, 25, still trying to figure it out and feeling like I'm just falling behind in life. And then at the end of the trip, I stopped in Indianapolis on my way back up. And then I visited my grandma and grandpa and spoke with them for a couple of hours. And I always find those conversations just like a little bit more grounding, because it's good to hear from someone who has a lot more life experience, and just kind of feel like, okay, maybe I don't have to have it all figured out right now. And then I went and stopped in Illinois to visit my brother and sister-in-law. And I hung out with a couple of their friends as well, because they were hanging out at a friend's house, and they're like, we're not actually going to be at home, but if you wanted to swing by so-and-so's house, there's a small group of us gathered to do random video game / board game stuff. And so I hung out with them for a couple of hours, and I think it was at that point that I realized that that I try too hard. I try too hard. My brother Alex and his wife Madeline are really good at enjoying life just for what life is. They played video games, and we played this board game that I still don't understand the entirety of the board game, and it was like really non-competitive, really chill. It was called Birds, I think. I am not a gaming type person, but I also realized that I'm not the enjoying life kind of person yet. I the only thing that I can like enjoy doing is if I'm making something. If I see something from start to finish, and I don't see the point in doing something that doesn't seem to have a point. And yet, for a couple of hours, I get to hang out with my brother and sister-in-law and their friends and play a pointless board game and enjoy my time. And I think that is, I need to dive into that. I need to explore that a little bit further. Because, you know, have you ever been, rhetorical question, because I am alone in my living room talking to a camera, but have you ever been to, have you ever been like whitewater rafting, where you're paddling on a boat and sometimes the waters are calm and you're just coasting and you don't really have to paddle very much, and then sometimes when you get into the rapids, you really have to paddle. You have to work really hard. I think for me, for the past 6 years, I have been paddling nonstop. And even if in my life it doesn't look like I'm paddling, in my head, I'm constantly paddling. I'm constantly trying to figure out why I'm here, figure out what I'm doing, figuring out what's going to be productive, what's going to move me forward, what's going to get me to a place where I'm finally satisfied with my life. And you know what? I really have not taken the time to just kind of coast. And it's kind of a weird observation because I don't actually have like a ton of friends who have the time to be able to just like get together and play a board game. But the feeling of being able to enjoy just spending time with people for no other reason than to just be alive and enjoy one another's company, that is like, I don't do that very often. And yet it's like some of the most rewarding times in life is being able to just like hang out. And then trying to wrap my brain around Chattanooga and all the stuff that I did and all the stuff that I was like focusing on, you know, where am I going to eat next? Where am I going to drive around? What parts of town do I want to explore to see if I want to live there? The most enjoyable parts of that trip were when I was sitting there talking to someone who was doing my nails, and it wasn't the doing my nails that was like the fun part. It was the conversation. The guy reminded me of my oppa, who was Indonesian and really funny and said everything was bullshit, and it was hilarious. And just being able to talk to a stranger for an hour about just what it's like to live in that area. And then, you know, stopping by Walmart, which was the flattest surface that I could find in that area, because everywhere you look, there's a damn mountain and a damn tree. And it kind of felt a little bit claustrophobic because I'm from Wisconsin, where all we have is cornfields. And being able to talk with Miss Anita, the greeter at Walmart, and her being able to refer me to a place to have lunch, and then going to have lunch with, I just sat at the bar at this sports bar and had a very lengthy conversation with a mid-level like sales manager who was trying to escape the office and having way too many beers on a work day, and being able to talk about where he lives and what he's proud of in the area, and just being able to connect with people on an eye-to-eye level and just talk about life and not have to get anywhere with the conversation, not trying to contact anyone for multi-level marketing, not trying to get money out of them, or not even trying to like share myself with those people. I was just there to enjoy people and hear their stories. And eat good food and just observe. And then to finish out that trip with just being able to be around my older brother and his dorky friends who are pretty damn great. And realizing that I think relationships and just being able to slow down and enjoy life is the part of life that I've been missing. The part of meaningful success that they don't really talk about because everybody's talking about more material stuff. But if you have the opportunity to take a moment, slow down, be content. I know mindfulness and gratitude are buzzwords in today's society, I guess. But I think that's probably what I've been missing. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on this week as I am home alone on my second week of vacation. I might be making a lot more content and kind of pre-planning stuff. So I might be super productive because I can't change overnight. Okay, I still have to do things and get things done. But I also am excited to start like really taking in this season and not feeling so anxious that I'm behind or that I'm not getting it right or that I'm not as far as I should be on certain things. I think I just need to chill the F out. So anyway, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being with me on this journey. I hope that that you find some comfort and some solidarity with, I don't know, with what I share. And if there's anything that you would like me to talk about or, I don't know, any questions or advice that you might have, just drop them in the comments and I will talk to you on Wednesday because I'll be in town and I'll be uploading a video. Okay. Bye.